James Reilly, the face-off man for Waterdogs. This, his pro debut. All you have to do, Ryan, is go up against one of the best to ever do it in TD Ierlan.
He does have some experience going against TD Ierlan back in college. Went 13 for 23 in their 2 contests.
Yeah, the first time was pretty ugly when he was a freshman and TD was at Yale. The second time when TD transferred to Denver and they met in the Big East, things went a little better for Reilly.
There is TD Ierlan, one of the greatest face-off men of all time. Last week against Atlas and Trevor Baptiste,
exactly like
10 for 26. That's the big if. He went up last week against the reigning league MVP.
There's tears to this thing, right? There's tears. Trevor, I thought he got off to a slow start last year.
He did, yeah.
TD did. And so what he did last week, I thought was a real positive.
The folks on the interwebs, they like Redwoods. So far, though, most of these games through, 5 games now in a young season? Now, 3 of them have been decided by 1 goal.
And a couple of those results a little unpredictable. In terms of the totals, I thought last week's Chaos game was definitely headed under the total. This game, I would side with the Redwoods if I was in Las Vegas right now. I just didn't like the way the Waterdogs played last week.
Yeah, Redwoods definitely played better game against Atlas. I think Chaos defensively, they're pretty good.
Reilly to take his first face-off as a pro against TD Ierlan. And James Reilly wins the opener. Waterdogs will begin on offense. New rule off the face-off. The team that gains possession only has a 32-second shot clock. Waterdogs going quickly, and they score. Wasting no time. Michael Sowers held to just 1 goal last week. Scores the first tally of this one.
And this is really smart by Waterdogs offensively. They're going to trap TD Ierlan. So Reilly wins the face-off, stays on the field, and immediately gets involved in the 2-man game. So I love that strategy, Quick. You get the switch, and Sowers doesn't hesitate, just immediately and aggressively goes right to the rack and dives across the crease, increases the shooting angle.
And it's just a brush, okay? That he's stationary at the time, but he's just there enough to make contact with Arden Cohen and give Sowers a little bit of the corner in the angle. Ierlan takes the wrong path, and he kicks it into turbo drive.
There's no better team in terms of their offensive approach following a face-off win than the Waterdogs.
And a lot of it is because of 77 Zach Currier. Dropped by Brylan Reese.
Oh, look at that.
Gets it back, shoots and scores! In an eye blink, 2-zip Waterdogs.
It's Currier, it's Reese. When Withers comes back, he gets involved. Conrad is built in the same mold. That 3-man unit can win a face-off, stay on the field, and go right to the cage. Currier gets a loose ball. What's new? Heads up play finding Reese. Too much stick swinging.
What an amazing deke that is with the long pole. He kind of puts the ball on the carpet and says, hey, come on out and get it. Come on out, guy. The guys kind of take a step towards him. Next thing you know, whoop, it's by him. High release to a high shot. Great start for the Waterdogs.
I gotta love the long pole splitting the double team. 2-0, 2 goals in 17 seconds.
One thing, if you watch James Reilly at Georgetown, what he has done after face-off wins in terms of his ability to get to the net, to handle the ball efficiently. Last fall, for instance, for Kevin, changes the pathway that Cohen has to get underneath the pick, giving Sowers all sorts of greenery.
First face-off won by Redwoods. Then they lost the ball. Remember, 32 seconds here, so the shot clock already at 23. They get it across midfield. Now you got to go quickly. Waterdogs know it. Arden Cohen sandwiched. Loose ball. Shot clock is down to 10. It comes to the Waterdogs. It doesn't matter.
They're just
They did not split up into offense and defense, and Nat St. Laurent basically said, stop yelling and moaning at one another. Stop overreacting. There's still plenty of time here in this first quarter. We have to do better, as you guys could guess, on ground balls, and we have to possess it on offense. But settle down, settle in.
This helps. TD Ierlan wins the faceoff. Ierlan all the way, fires, save. Now the Waterdogs pushing the other way.
Both point back to Walker after that goal and acknowledgement of the slick loose ball pickup.
McCardle, the guy who got out of St. John's back in 2014, rewrote the record book.
What they are doing.
3 goals now for Waterdogs right off of faceoff wins.
Okay,
And they win this faceoff. Here comes Reese, 32-second shot clock.
so for the Redwoods, they got to figure out the Michael Sowers matchup.
So do you switch it?
They did. They put Epple on him.
Okay, can Epple run with Sowers? And if not, you're going to have to double team all those picks and have the ball flushed out of Sowers' stick, perhaps, which is not the worst thing in the world.
And you need Jack Kelly to make some saves.
Rob Pinnell gets an assist, so now 2 away from third all time. Walker behind the back feed. McCardle on the doorstep. Stick checked away. Epple had it. Now Kelly out to Montgomery.
Great
Had
check.
3 assists last week. He was waving for the cavalry. Got the trailer. And that was Kennedy. His shot saved by
Couple.
So he was a late bloomer. Had a growth spurt late in high school. Ended up going to Cornell, and the rest is history. It's not where you start, it's where you finish, right?
took Cornell to a Final Four. MLL MVP in 2018. 8-time All-Star as a pro. A Tewaaraton Award in college. A Hall of Fame career.
And 4 assists. Get the switch. He's good enough. He can take a pole. He can pass. He can shoot. Jules, I believe, is underutilized because of his versatility.
Ryan, early last year when Rob Pinnell was banged up, we saw a lot of that from Jules Henningberg.
And you just look at his ability to break down, whether it's a short stick or a long pole, and he can dodge from really anywhere on the field. He gives you that versatility.
Reese calling for it. That's a 2. Big save by Kelly.
To give him a full rocker step. And he's just taking what's there. He turns left-handed. It's not even the fastest shot, Ryan. It's just like, you know what? I'm going to aim for that far post because this goalie's a righty.
This is now the challenge. When you want to face off back with that shrunken shot clock, creates more urgency when you get it across. Okay, you got 20 to shoot.
And now watch Anish, by the time they sub on their offensive personnel, take a look at the shot clock.
And that's why Goldbrick should have just shot from 20 yards, miss it.
To cover a guy like Westberg with a short stick. He's perpetually open against the shorty. But congratulations for Cole Kirst. Lehigh University, took that extra year at Syracuse, got a second degree, and I believe he's the 3rd Kirst brother.
And another one's coming.
I was going to say, yeah.
You think?
4th time. Not far away.
I can't remember many threesomes to make
I'll leave that one alone.
pro lacrosse. This group called the Powells did it. There's not many others.
Pinnell. DeLuca is there. 4 straight by Redwoods after Waterdogs began this game. Who came out on fire in the opening 12 minutes.
Yeah, I think the biggest change was putting Garrett Epple on Michael Sowers. That has kind of slowed the Waterdogs down offensively. Jack Kelly, 4 saves in this second quarter.
Epple had a nice week last week. Stayed out of the penalty box, did a good job on his double teams. This matchup will it'll test his mobility, his ability to accelerate and run with Sowers, but so far, he's silenced Sowers.
Gotta love that, right? Teat last week, Sowers this week.
Prior to the last World Championships in Netanya, what is it?
Netanya, Israel, little coastal town.
Just imagine, Anish, just imagine.
I'm worried about you in the second half, I'm not gonna lie.
Hard to get right now.
He loves the PLL. He loves seeing his former Buckeyes succeed at the pro level.
Here comes TD Ierlan. Redwoods have scored 6 unanswered to tie the game. They were down 6-0 in the opening quarter. Pinnell's got 2 goals.
Turn him.
On Jack Kelly, probably won't be, because it's been the second one.
Ierlan, Berg, bounce shot, score. Redwoods mere seconds later with the equalizer.
Wes Berg is solid as a rock. Huh? This guy just, he's a winner. He just converts plays, finishes his, what's he shooting this year on the season right now? After last week he was 3 for 3, today he might be 2 for 2.
Whatever you want to say that he doesn't do or doesn't bring to the table, you can bring up 5 things that he does do and does bring to the table.
How much does it help that his offensive coordinator is John Grant Jr., those two with a history with Denver in the MLL?
Well, that and Berg has a history with the Redwoods. He came over from Chaos this offseason in free agency, but he was a part of their initial run to the championship in that inaugural season.
At 2019, spent the last 2 seasons with Chaos.
Instrumental in the Pioneers' run to that national championship.
Yep.
He's just a winner. But to your point, Anish, offensive amazing.
And the 4th CJ at Cornell. His time is coming. Reilly and TD Ierlan. Can the Redwoods get one more? Perkovic going strong to the cage. According to the industry.
He's a great kid.
He's going to be up in the booth
honestly,
with us one day.
I got so much respect for the Curse boys. Lost their dad when they were, 12, 15-ish years old. They have done everything and just full speed ahead and achieved greatness on the lacrosse field. They're beloved by their teammates. They've been class acts. It's really an amazing story. I get
the Redwoods defensively. We were talking during the break about the Waterdogs. They scored a goal. So it was in a quote-unquote drought. But how long did they go without a goal?
25 plus minutes.
28, almost.
Torque. They call it the answer. The answer dodge.
Sowers with his 3rd assist.
They gave Sowers an assist on that?
They did. Went to college with his brother, Charlie. He was in a bunch of my classes. Good guy.
I think what we're seeing out of Garnsey this year also is some humility. He referenced it on the broadcast last week. He's basically called himself a role player, an auxiliary player.
That's what this league's built on, though. There's so many guys in this league. As we were talking during the last break, you're saying to rookies, find a role. Find something you can do and do it really good and just be specific on that role. And we can dress you every week.
Feet in front for Conrad.
Right now, Rob Pennell's got 34 touches. That's the most across both teams.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Ball seems like it's spending more time on the wings or behind the goal if you're a Redwood fan. And we were talking during the break, their offense just looks better this year. More balanced.
What do you attribute that to?
It could be coaching, but I just think they're getting the ball to their attack more so than the middies on some of these downhill alleys.